To begin our Sunrise Smart Start with some breaking news overnight. 3 suspects currently in custody after police say they were caught at the scene of a break-in in Rochester.
This happened around 9:15 at a liquor store off Bay Street. Officers got there and found a broken window and a suspect standing nearby. 2 others inside were also arrested, including one inside a crawl space trying to hide. Charges are pending.
We are working to learn the identity of the person found dead inside of an Irondequoit home after a fire broke out over the weekend.
Here's what we know so far. That scene just after 5 Sunday morning. Multiple agencies responded to the burning home on Highview Drive, and there's the damage left. Inside, crews did find the victim's body when checking for anyone who might have been trapped during their fire suppression efforts. The investigation is ongoing. We'll share updates from the fire department and police as soon as we learn more on air and online at rochesterfirst.com.
Well, a man is recovering after being shot in broad daylight in the city. Police say they responded to Masseth and Lisbon streets just before 12:30 Sunday afternoon over the reports of shots fired. Officers later found a 33-year-old man wounded near Lyle Avenue and Childs Street. The victim says that he'd been driven to that area after being shot to wait for police and an ambulance. He's expected to recover.
It is a very emotional and tough day back at school from winter break in Brighton as the community continues to mourn the loss of 11-year-old Annie Mancuso and her grandmother Mary Lacini, both killed Friday in a murder-suicide by Annie's father. Police say 53-year-old Lawrence Mancuso shot and killed his daughter and the grandmother before dying by suicide. The last few days from the weekend, the community's been reeling. The people who know that family are devastated, and those who live in the Evans Farm neighborhood are getting together in solidarity following the loss, lining their driveways with these lights in honor of the victims. And many say they still have hardly any words to describe how they're feeling after this tragedy.
Annie was one of the most amazing people I ever knew.
We send all of the love their way, and they're in our thoughts and will remain in our thoughts for a long time. And we have good memories of Annie and her grandmother.
Definitely.
So we're going to hold on to those and keep their memories alive.
Brighton schools will have counseling available throughout the school day today and tonight for families who need that support. That is from 6 until 8.
Happening today, another hearing for the 2 sisters arrested after a fire killed a 5-year-old boy in Rochester back in July. Tia Kayla and Takita Hendricks stand accused of starting those flames on the porch of a home on Portland Avenue. That is where Malachi Stovall was trapped on the 2nd floor. The boy sadly died in the hospital days later. The sisters charged with 2nd-degree murder and 1st-degree arson, as the hearing will be today at 10 a.m.
Also today in Washington, Congress will certify the results of the 2024 election for President-elect Donald Trump and VP-elect J.D. Vance. It comes 4 years after the January 6th insurrection when a mob of Trump supporters violently stormed the Capitol, trying to prevent the certification of President Joe Biden's win. Sunday, the president said he intends to do everything he can with respect to the peaceful transfer of power.
It's a day that most of our history we took for granted the 6th, but I hope we never take it for granted again.
President-elect Trump has promised to issue pardons to many of the more than 1,500 people charged with crimes in connection to January 6th. He said he would also consider these pardons on day 1 of his new term this month. The joint session of Congress convenes at 1 p.m.
Today is the last day for Americans to pay their respects to former President Jimmy Carter in Atlanta, where he has been lying in repose since Saturday. Tomorrow, services will move to Washington, D.C., where Carter will lie in state at the Capitol. That is until his state funeral, which will be Thursday.
6:53 is the time. Let's take you inside the huddle. A wrap on the regular season in the NFL. The Bills close things out with a loss to the Patriots Sunday. Their record is a final of 13-4. With the win, New England cost itself the #1 pick in this year's draft, and the head coach, Gerard Mayo, was fired hours after the game. Let's get to some of those highlights as we start with Von Miller sacking Drake May just a minute into the game. That's important because the veteran gets paid a bonus of $1.5 million for that sack. Later in the first half, the Bills get on the board with this touchdown. Mitch Trubisky finds a wide-open Ray Davis for the score. Another running back gets in the end zone a bit later. James Cook motivated to score. He does that. That's his 16th rushing TD of the season. Ties O.J. Simpson for the most in a single year in team history. The Bills do come up short Not that it matters. Patriots take down Buffalo 23-16. The wild card schedule, here it is. Saturday is all AFC affairs at 4:30. Chargers at the Texans. You'll see that here on News 8. In primetime, Ravens host the Steelers. That means the Bills would know who they could face in the divisional round before they even play and get a win against the Broncos. Likely the Ravens. They're the favorites against Pittsburgh. Sunday, Bills and Broncos at 1. Also here on News 8, followed by matchups in the NFC. Packers at Philadelphia. The Bucks host the Commanders Sunday night. The weekend will close Monday Night Football. Rams hosting the Vikings. And of course, it's the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions, the #1 seeds. They get the byes coming up this weekend. Your sunrise traffic before a final look at your weather at 6:55. Greater Rock Sky Eye showing things moving along, picking up on 490. That's seen just about clear 490 eastbound in Brighton at the intersection with 441 from a prior accident. Bus stop forecast, everyone getting back to work as well after break.
Yeah, that's right. Light snow around. For some, you might have to dust off the car as well. A little bit of scraping this morning. It is cold out there. Extra layer maybe underneath the jacket. Numbers stuck in the lower 20s there. And just a little bit of snow here, a little bit there. I think we're just kind of nickel and dime our way to a couple extra inches on the ground as you get throughout this week. The coldest day of the week will likely be Wednesday, where highs just barely even get to 20 degrees. But you could just see that consistent snow showers every single day this week. Not only is it back to school, but there's no day off here. It's a full week of school as we jump right back in.
The district said, hey, you guys have had enough. We extended the winter break. Let's get back into it.
Yeah, I'm at 12 for Friday morning. Yikes. Bundle up. Be safe headed out there. We'll see you back here at 7:25.
Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.